Thanks and welcome to join me on the news. I'm Kejang Henry Atimbe. Our top stories. Criminals meet Waterloo and the Central African Development Bank adopts 120 billion CFA francs to finance project come 2024. Those were top stories. Welcome to join me. I'm Kejang Henry. Our social media platforms are opened for consultation on Canal International on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Now we begin from Yaoundé, where a gang of criminals has been nabbed as they faced the Waterloo at the umpteenth operation. They were nabbed thanks to surveillance or video cameras or videos that went viral on social media as they struggled to break into a car for valuables. Let's get the details with Hassan from Yaoundé.
At the regional division of the Judicial Police about the situation and the elements of the unit, in a prompt reaction of less than 48 hours, cracked down the presumed perpetrators at the Briqueterie neighborhood.
Immediately, the search made on their houses permit to seize the belongings, the item belongs to the victim.
A well-structured gang with each member playing a specific role.
The first person named Adamu, we then use the particular of spark plugs of the vehicle to crack the car glass. Then benefiting the cover of the first person, the second named Esumba, we then come and crack that glass with his elbow and then access to the vehicle and carry everything inside. The third person, named Gambo, then will play the role of the sentinel. Once they are in possession of that loot, they will scamper off.
I'm presenting the suspects to the press this December 20th. The chief of the Regional Judicial Police Division, Moise Emane, and his team called on car owners to avoid leaving precious elements that attract thieves into their vehicles. It was equally an opportunity to remind the public of the need to dial the toll-free number 117 or 1500 to denounce such men of the underworld.
Thanks very much, Hassan Chair. The 10 regional governors have presented the polls of their respective regions at the close of the year 2023 at the second semester meeting holding in Yaoundé. And so after that meeting, Hassan Chair talked to some of the governors who presented the situation in their regions. Let's have meeting that is holding in Yaoundé, in which they presented the polls of their respective regions, as Hassan Chair gathered for us.
3 billion people across the world are exposed to malaria. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has classified Cameroon as the 10th most affected in the world. This disturbing situation is a result of the 2023 malaria campaign, Stop Malaria. The objective is to reduce malaria-related mortality rate by 60%.
Pendant
For very long time, malaria has been an essential preoccupation of the public head. The orientation is that everyone plays its participation, that each person brings its own contribution to fight against malaria. In response to the urgent need to tackle the socio-economic impact of malaria, the campaign has recommended a multi-sectoral intervention. It is important that certain ministerial should participate, and we should see on how to evaluate and how to reduce this disease. The national campaign, Stop Malaria, was launched in 2015 to put up an aggressive fight against malaria.
Well, we are sorry for that mix-up. That was Christy Array reporting there on the Stop Malaria campaign that has been launched across the country. And so the Central African Development Bank has adopted 120 billion to finance projects come 2024. And so they can pride themselves as this initiative will boost the economies of the country. Let's get the details from Ambo Gladys, who says this was during the abort session.
Approximately 120 billion francs has been allocated by the Development Bank of Central African States to finance new projects of economies in the sub-region. The amount was adopted during the ordinary session of the Board of Directors meeting that took place in Douala, December 19, 2023. The Development Bank also adopted the 2024 budget tailored to support the implementation of the bank's operational activities during the next financial year. It amounts to 70 billion francs CFA in capital and operation.
Effectively, the strategic plan in 2023 was mainly based on reforms and not execution. 2024 will be the first execution year of the Azobe strategic plan. Priority will be on important resource mobilization, and once it is done, the bank will have the possibility to boost economies, and that is what it is at the center of the bank's activities. Countries in the sub-region can be proud to have a development bank which is not comparable to that of other regions.
Since the launch of the 2023-2027 Azobe strategic plan, several projects have been submitted for financing. During this board meeting, just a few files were examined. The implementation of all these projects will have a strong social and economic impact in terms of contribution to the creation of wealth for states, creation of direct and indirect jobs, and improvement of the living conditions of populations.
Each time there are files on our table, we study them to ensure they align with the bank's financing criteria. Today, specifically, we had a few files, just about 4 of them, from different sectors such as industry, routes, and tourism.
In accordance with the Development Bank's text in force, the chairmanship of the Board of Directors was handed over to the Chadian national, Tahi Hamid Nguling, who commended the efforts of his predecessor.
Knowing the bank he had managed for over 5 years, he did so well to improve the text, the tools, the ambitious action plan, and meet the expectation of the sub-region. We know economies have been hampered by inflation and other factors, but in 2024 we will ensure the move to a giant step.
He officially begins work in January 2024.
Well, thanks, Ambo Gladys. Let's swing over to the Northwest region to meet our man on the beat, Annie Collins, who is reporting on the timid preparations for Christmas. And now with the limping economies due to prolonged socio-political crisis, many are complaining of dwindling finances. Annie Collins.
The more the feast of Christmas approaches, the more traders in Christmas items are hopeful of a boom in their businesses. Downtown Commercial Avenue and at the My 4 Market Park, all in Bamenda, the selling and buying process is on, though timid.
As for now, they are not really buying, but I think by tomorrow, maybe they will start to buy as usual. Yeah, but as of now, it's not really moving. Just left the house now. I'm going to the direction of the main market, the food market, to get some stuff, some food stuff, like yams, rice, So I spices which I think I will be able to use on that day.
Various shapes of Christmas trees, various dimensions of decorating lights, and variety of children toys litter the streets, awaiting buyers, though some have already bought children's dresses.
I prepare for Christmas fine. I prefer me in them wear clothes, me they chop, so me they go change my bag. They're fine.
Motor parks too have joined the fray with intense movements of persons and property.
Amenda to Mesanje is 18,000. And if you want to go in to Mesanje is shorter. Like some people that are going to Canada take the Mesanje, pay 18,000. From Mesanje now they pay 2,000.
However, the degree of preparations, the Feast of Nativity must come and will be celebrated in varied degrees, depending on efforts put in.
Well, thanks very much, Annie Collins. The situation might be different in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, as many people are already warming up ahead of the Christmas feast. Kizikiga is taking us to some of those beauty sectors where the people are preparing for Christmas.
In recent conversations with hairstylists and their customers at Carrefour Anatole Douala, it is evident that the reasons behind the choices of Christmas hairstyles varies. For many stylists, it's a chance to express their creativity, while for some ladies, they have their preferences depending on the cost.
The new style you have in market now is the twist. They call it American twist. They call it American twist. You can have the packet of the, I can show you after if you want. So after that one, we have kinky twist.
I want to plait locks because when I plait it, it will stay more than when I will plait another head. Yes, so that's why I want to plait locks.
To enhance their hair, ladies must pay a minimum of 5,000 francs. The prices varies depending on the models and shape demanded. There are hairstyles for 5,000 francs, 10,000 francs. Everyone can do their hair depending on their pockets.
The price of that one is according to the place. You can have it 2,500. 3,000, 3,500. You can have it like 5,000 safe. Yes, it's according to the place, as I told before.
The choices for Christmas hairstyles are as diverse as the individuals who wear them. Whether it's to express personal style or simply spread the joy that Christmas brings, young girls and women are embracing these trendy hairstyles with enthusiasm.
Thanks, Kizi. We'll stay with you. But then how embarrassing and frustrating it is for you to misplace your car, office, or house keys without having a duplicate. And so Kizi Kiga once more takes us downtown Douala to meet some of the locksmiths on how they are coping up with the production of extra keys for their clients. A glance in a bunch of keys behind his workstation, Jean-Marie Chakwa. He is a locksmith. Locksmith is one of the authorized hands in the production of fast keys here in Accra. I reproduce keys. I am just from reproducing a car key. A key which is in the form of magnetism. It looks exactly like the original and it has 7 fragments. If not, it cannot start the car. At the entrance to this other workshop, specimen keys are hung. Patricia is the owner of the place. We reproduce keys and repair shoes here. And when we say clay minute, it means we reproduce in minutes. We have 4 types of keys here. The security keys that you see here, to reproduce it, it will take us about 10 minutes. Passionate locksmith Jean-Marie has been in this business since 1984. He has a rich experience in this profession and making a living out of it for 44 years now. I have done everything in this profession. I have built a house. I got married.
send all of my children to school with this fast kids reproduction. I have also taken care of other children in my house, and I still continue to do so. In the streets of Douala, the latter are not always safe. To avoid any possible trouble, certain requires basic parts from customers before any production. We always take our time to know and identify the person very well who comes here to reproduce, especially car keys, in order to be prudent, because we never know. We take your ID card and the telephone number. We identify you before we reproduce the keys, because if we are caught if we are
For joining us on the 6:15 news, I've been Kejang Henry Athembe. Take the rendezvous tomorrow. Goodbye.